So TikTok's been around well over half a decade now, and it still seems like every time I open the app, I end up seeing something I low-key didn't even have to see that day. Today we're going to be talking about the TikToker Christy Ritz, who I guess with the help of her husband, they just don't wear shoes no more. Like I'm not even sure how to explain it. A few days ago on TikTok, I was just scrolling, and here comes one of her videos where she's just holding hands with her husband, and they talk about how they're just barefoot, and they want to do that from now on.
We are no longer going to wear shoes even when we're outside. I think there are so many benefits of going barefoot outside, and we want to take advantage to each and every one of these. Of course, there's going to be people that think it's kind of crazy and look at us weird, but the benefits are totally worth it.
Oh, that was grimy. Even from those few seconds, you're really gonna sit here and tell me that your hands don't work? So you're saying, even with all the efforts in the world to further become grounded with your feet naturally on the earth's surface, you're gonna use it to open doors too? That everyone else just now has to touch? That's sick.
One thing it definitely does is it grounds us. We feel connected to nature. Going barefoot can actually help you gain a greater appreciation for the natural world. And we've definitely noticed that even in the short time we've done it. This year I really wanted to start getting into yoga, and this is actually a form of foot yoga. The resistance and inconsistency nature offers integrates reflexes in the foot and forms strong arches.
You can even see the girls right there just looking at you, because they don't see that every day. We do not see people just refuse to wear shoes every single day. This is not a thing just yet. It is not a thing.
Which is really important to us. We've both noticed that our posture has improved and our stress has reduced. I know you're probably thinking that's gross, we're gonna get sick from doing this, but barefoot walking can actually have many positive effects on your immune system. It can help reduce white blood cells and help fight off sicknesses while building a stronger immunity. It also naturally helps with copper and iron levels. We like to think of it like a cold plunge for our feet. Especially where we are in the winter, it's super cold here and there's a lot of snow, but there's plenty of places like this fireplace to warm up when we need to. We know this is definitely common in Ohio, but let us know if this is something you do too.
Ohio really just be Ohio in there. Like, yeah, one thing I do know for sure is that being grounded with your feet, just in nature and stuff, it has very positive benefits. But to walk around in a shopping center or to be in public around people where there's debris and just filth everywhere constantly, I don't think that's gonna do your feet a lot of service, if you know what I mean. From cigarettes to just people spitting, loogieing just all over the place, people peeing on the sidewalks. Like, I don't think the nearest Walmart is the most nature-driven environment. But the more I ended up looking at her page, the more she just doubled down on the fact. Folks, she's drop dead serious. They're drop dead serious. They are drop dead serious because she put the video out.
My husband and I have made the decision to walk barefoot indoors and outdoors. And since we've made that decision, we've gotten a lot of questions about it. A lot of people are worried about how dirty our feet are getting and if we're going to catch disease.
Oh my gosh, like it's gotta be fake. They have to just be doing it on purpose, right? There's no way that you're this happy about it, right? Unless they're just not in the loop. Unless they are that unaware and just wanted to dive straight into it and say, hey, let's take our shoes off and just raw dog this concrete right here. Let's just keep doing that.
We're worried about how dirty our feet are getting and if we're going to catch diseases from doing this. But we take sanitation of our feet very seriously. And one thing that we do to ensure our feet are clean is we get pedicures every so often.
You can't say something like you take sanitation very seriously, but in the same breath, you're literally, again, using your feet to open objects that can easily just use your hand. That don't even make no sense to me. I feel like I'm just being duped on camera right now. And also keep in mind, majority of stores, I'm so sure, do not allow you to just walk in there with your toes hanging out as if you're trying to show them off. It's not a thing.
Before the pedicure, we start with the massage chairs. As we're still starting this journey, our legs and feet can still get sore. You guys have to understand we're still new to this, so if you see us wearing shoes sometimes, it's because our feet are still getting used to it, and so are we. We're also in Ohio where it is freezing cold, so our feet definitely have to build up an immunity to the cold before we can completely be used to it. We always choose pedicures that help with sanitization and achy muscles. We actually get sick less now that we walk barefoot. Our immunity has skyrocketed, and we're so thankful that we made this decision. Although it's a hard decision, and yeah, we're not perfect at it yet, we are still working on it. You guys have to understand that the advantages of walking barefoot definitely outweigh all of the bad things.
But that's the thing, I 100% believe her, but why does it have to be in public around everyone else when this is just something that we don't live in that day and age. If this was popularized to where millions upon millions upon millions of people were legally acting on this same thing, sure, let it fly. You and your husband can have a ball with your toes out, but it just, to be around others and have them inconvenienced by your feet, it don't seem right. And then just the approach all around, like, why are you guys walking around the mall, putting your toes on just countertops countertops and door handles and getting your bare mushy feet in the way of other people trying to go about their day. You see what I mean? Like, that's a little, I'm not freaky like that to where I like feet. It just don't sit right in my intestines. I'm good on it.
It's definitely something that takes a lot of practice, but we've learned that you will definitely love it once you start doing it. And don't judge others for something that you don't understand yet.
Don't judge others for something you don't understand yet. I mean, sure. I mean, I typically don't, right? A lot of people typically don't, but we are curious people. Like, I'm still gonna ask you, like, hey, what possessed you to do that? What made you wanna just take your socks off and let it rip all over the sidewalk in front of everyone else? I'm still gonna ask that question 100%. But it's like the weirdest part is there's literally shoes already out, right? Like, if you wanna become barefoot and just start not wearing shoes and don't wanna have restrictions on your feet, there are already shoes out there that suffice that exact issue or give you enough room and space for your toes to not have to go through that pain. These shoes right here are called Vivo Barefoot. This isn't even a sponsored video. This is how upset I am. You could just buy these, like $100 and some change, and that you see how widened the toe is on this hat. Like, you literally have more than enough room for your feet to naturally be spread so that it could just shape in your posture better, and you gonna touch the damn handle at Target or wherever you was. That was foul. I'm just saying. So apparently some of their field trips were going south because she ended up making a video about how they ended up getting kicked out of Sephora, which again, it's hilarious because it's like, okay, just put shoes on.
We literally just got kicked out of the mall by mall security. Like, I literally mean escorted out of the mall by the security guard and told that we can't come back. We didn't have the kids with us, it was just us, and we're walking around the mall, and we walk out of one of the stores, and all of a sudden this security guard just comes up to us and he's like, excuse me, and I didn't think he was talking to us because I'm like, why would he be talking to us? We're not doing anything wrong. But I turned my head and there was no one else around. So I'm like, yes. Tells us, you guys can't be in here like that. And we look at each other and we're like what? And so he goes on, long story short, to explain to us that we can't be in the mall because we're not wearing shoes. Both of us almost started laughing because we're like, what would this even have to do with us being at the mall? Started to get kind of rude to us. So we went on to explain all of the benefits of not wearing shoes, which this is like common knowledge, like especially in Ohio, like a lot of people don't wear shoes for the benefits of it. And
I gotta stop right there. That's 100% not true. Like, legitimately, it's not true. Sure, she might have a circle of people or have seen people in her hometown of Ohio not wearing shoes, but I got shoes on right now and you can't even see my toenails under this table. I have shoes on. So to say that is a bit broad. That's a broad statement to make, to talk for other people, claiming that we just all don't wear shoes right now and this is something in the times and that everyone needs to fall into.
I could go on for like a while about this, but we literally made a whole video about all of the benefits. For those of you that don't know, go watch that. But literally this guy proceeded to tell us that we're wrong and that we need to leave the mall and that we're not welcome back, even if we do put on shoes. I'm literally in shock right now. Like, I don't know what to do or think at this point, but I feel like a lot of these stores and places like the mall need to update their policies because there's so many scientific facts backing up not wearing shoes, and their policies still don't reflect that, and then we're getting discriminated against for literally trying to better our health. Like, make it make sense.
Okay, all right. That's okay. If this how you want to live, go ahead, do it. Now, it was a couple of things with that video that obviously just raised some red flags. Again, for you to assume that everyone around you just doesn't wear shoes and that everyone obviously knows the benefits of not wearing shoes. Again, that's something a lot of people aren't paying attention to on a day-to-day basis. We are so accustomed to already wearing shoes to where if you see people wearing shoes, it's already registered in our mind to be something we're used to. So for you guys to have started your journey and to now not wear shoes, you can't throw that on everyone else. But it was ironic because you claimed that people throw their projections onto you guys because we don't understand why you're doing the things that you're doing. Like what? And it's insane that she mentioned that they're being discriminated against. That's also a huge one. It's not discrimination if majority of stores and small businesses can just refuse service if they don't like what you're doing. If you walk into a store with a knife and you're swinging it around and you're not even by anybody, you're just being weird in a corner, they can still not serve you just because you're weird, you're being weird. If they wanted to do that, they can do that. And so remember these shoes that I showed you, the Vivo Barefoot shoes that I have? Yeah, so apparently I guess they're not in the loop with these because they ended up going out of their way, and I saw another clip of them removing the bottoms of their shoes to then fit their feet in all of their shoes without the bottoms so that they can stay grounded with the earth.
My husband and I have removed the bottoms of all of our shoes. We decided to start walking barefoot, and one of our followers had a great idea. Since some businesses don't want us being completely barefoot, if we cut off the bottom of our shoes, it'll allow us to be barefoot but blend in with everyone else. This is a huge commitment, but we were willing to make it. These are our favorite shoes. Our shoe collection is worth more than $20,000, but this is a sacrifice we're willing to take because walking barefoot means the world to us.
You could just buy shoes that, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. She doing it on purpose, and it's okay, but just say that. Like, if you just want to make content out of all this, sure, I ain't mad at you. But like this, this don't make sense. She noticed we not eating this up. $20,000 worth of shoes. Well, number one, that's a lot of shoes. That is a lot. I don't even have $20,000 worth of just shoes. Insane. But she can literally buy shoes that help with that. And then if you want to go to the beach, the park, somewhere in nature and take all your socks and shoes off, you could do that. I feel like I'm being lied to right now. Like, I don't even feel right now. I got a headache.
Because walking barefoot means the world to us. The benefits of walking barefoot are priceless, so now our shoes are worth more than money could ever be. So today we got to work and started removing the bottoms. We weren't sure if this was going to be easy or hard, and it ended up being pretty easy. We made little shelves where our toes are and our heels are. We made a little lip on the bottom of the shoe where our toenails will go so they can latch on, so we'll actually be able to hold on to the shoe while trying to walk without the bottom. And we did the same thing for our heels. The experience of cutting off the bottoms of our shoes was very freeing and detoxifying, just like walking barefoot is. So after we cut the bottoms off, we decided to try it out. So we went to our favorite store, Sephora, and as you know, they don't really like us in here without shoes. I needed to grab a few things for a trip we're going on. The experience was absolutely perfect. The workers came up to us, they talked to us, they even complimented our shoes. I definitely recommend this if you're trying to go
Ugh, that's nasty. It's like they trying to just push the limits. If Sephora already said we want shoes on your feet when you're in our store, and y'all proceeded to go home, rip the bottoms of your shoes off, and still walk in Sephora like, oh, I hope they don't catch me this time around. Like, what are we doing? There's absolutely no, like, what are we doing right now? Come on. Now, when Sephora throw y'all asses out because y'all keep putting slime and goop on their floor from walking around nature all day, you see where the problem arises. Like, come on now, they playing.
I recommend this if you're trying to go incognito barefoot. It's the perfect way to get all the benefits of going barefoot, but also have no one know.
No, they nasty. They like feet. If y'all got a foot fetish, y'all could have said that too. If this is something y'all like, because it's one thing to just walk barefoot. If they just kept the feet on the ground the entire time that I experienced their page, sure. Y'all touching door handles. You just, at the end of this clip, you just gave your wife the Sephora bag with your toes. It's like, y'all love toe stuff, and it's fine. But no, it's just crazy to me because even with the first clip I ended up seeing on my For You page, to just look at her profile and see how dedicated she is to this, almost every other video is something about feet and toenails. It's just like, y'all love feet. Where's Dan Schneider at? Like, she even messed around and she got a tattoo on the foot. Like, I can't.
I now fully regret the tattoo that I got yesterday. So long story short, me and my husband decided to start walking barefoot indoors, outdoors, everywhere we go. I'm not joking. I mean everywhere, like Urban Outfitters, Sephora. This was a huge decision to us, and it means a lot to us. Walking barefoot exposes us to heavy metals such as arsenic, cadmium, and lead. It exposes us to a healthy level of contaminants and allows us to build immunity. I am so beyond thankful for this, so I wanted to get a tattoo to remember it. I wanted to remember why I started walking barefoot and stay motivated to keep walking barefoot. As you can see from this video, my posture is phenomenal. It has increased so much from walking barefoot. When we got to the shop, they had us write down what we wanted. So I wrote Barefoot Queen down on a notepad. I initialed it, said it looked great. Seth has even won a national spelling bee and he didn't notice anything wrong with it. He put the stencil on, I checked it in the mirror, and I was like, yes, everything looks great, let's start. So we started literally doing the tattoo on me, and it took me until I posted a TikTok to realize that I spelled barefoot wrong. I'm so embarrassed that we spelled barefoot wrong because barefoot walking is so common in Ohio. I was so excited when I got this tattoo, and now I'm sad, so I don't know what I should do. Do I keep the tattoo or do I get it covered, and what would I possibly cover it with? Please give me any advice you have and let me know what I should do at this point.
So apparently they spelled bear as in like bear, as in like rawr, instead of like B-A-R-E, it's B-E-A-R. I guess it was your money spent. You were so jubilant over the fact that y'all discovered free walking. Again, all this is fine on the surface. It's not even like this is the biggest deal in the world. It's just insane to me because like one thing about TikTokers that is hilarious to me is like y'all will find one or two things that just spark y'all interest and y'all run with it. But I don't complain because if the coin coming in, keep posting the clips. But it's like y'all discover something and just immediately milk it to shreds. It's crazy. There's one more clip that I do have, and again, it's just them further showing us how in deep they are with the like whole Barefoot thing. And I don't know what Christy's whole thing is with Sephora, but I'm telling y'all, she loved the store. She loved the store because she keep coming back, even though they said put on shoes. She keeps trying to test the limit of being in the store with her feet just touching the ground. She needs that nature, which Sephora isn't like those are just tiles. Like you want to go in nature, go to the park and sit in that dirt. Do that. That might work.
We aren't allowed in Sephora, but we risked it all today because I needed to get something. It's kind of a long story, but if you didn't see our other video, I got kicked out of Sephora because I wasn't wearing shoes. Yeah, I was barefoot in Sephora, and they said I can never come back. I'm not joking. Here's the clip. But there's something I absolutely needed, so I was willing to risk it.
Like, bro, this is over toes, but like, you just don't want socks on. You just refute. Like, it is that detriment. Like, you have to have them out. I know somebody smelled something at some point. Like, just because you're trying to live more natural doesn't mean it's still necessarily going to be clean, right? Like, okay, cool. You're having benefits, but your feet are still soggy. They're nasty. They stink. They look weird. Like, how you going to inconvenience other people with that?
We scoped out the entire store and then ran in. We're going on a trip to LA and I desperately needed a Sol de Janeiro travel set. I figured this was worth the risk. After we got what we needed, we crouched down and tried to make our way to the checkout. This is where things got really tricky because I didn't want the worker to know it was me checking out. So I crouched down the entire time. Honestly, I don't think she realized it was me and she really wasn't suspicious. We tried to do this as quick as we possibly could. While I was checking out, Seth was on lookout. We were so close to freedom, I just needed to grab the bag. I was ready to give up and then I got it. After we got the bag, we made a run for it. I think this is the fastest I have ever ran in my entire life. I ran out the front door and we went to our getaway car and we made it.
Girl, you just jogged out of the store. Like, I'm gonna let them do this. Like, they're like, bro, like for what? Like for what? But no, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show y'all how ridiculous this is, if anything. Again, TikTok's been around for so long now and it's crazy. Like, it's 2024. TikTok came out in 2016. A lot of people really didn't start using it until like 2018, 2019. But either way, I just wanted to show y'all this, and yeah, they seem like they're having a blast. So I'm gonna just keep letting them have that blast. But I just wanted to put this on blast because it was odd. It's a very odd thing to do, but to each its own. But all right, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, if you are new to this channel and want to subscribe, please feel free to do so. It helps the channel out so much, and I truly do appreciate you guys for watching. And yeah, that's gonna be it again. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.